Welcome to my music medicine. It's another Philosophy Friday. So welcome to my music medicine. So glad you could stay. Hey friends, welcome back to another Philosophy Friday on your Music Medicine channel. Today's lesson, I wanted to dive into the idea of you are an iceberg, or I should say, be an iceberg. That's the lesson. So it's really kind of two parts. So as a lot of you probably know, an iceberg only is, at least what we see above the surface level of the water, only 10%, right? You still got 90% of everything underwater. So in the sense that, there's more that meets the eye, you always want to be able to give more. You never want everybody to see the bottom of your bags of tips and tricks and techniques and styles. And, you always want to have enough extra and never run out of licks or, things to say, solos to play. So for this example, let's go into Can't Stop, right? From the Chili Peppers. Now let's say at the surface level, it is these notes, right? So forth and so on, right? Now technically I'm playing the right notes, right? That's what you see. But if my ability is only able to play to that level of energy, it's gonna lag. I can try to move around, but just strumming along, I could strum a little louder. That starts to get there. But I think the biggest thing with that specific song is the style of guitar where you literally strum every string. And it's all about the hand that's muting the strings, really. Because, if you just touch the strings, you can strum them and they're muted. If you push down to the fret, then you'll start to have the notes, right? So really playing with the energy of playing every string. So this is what this hand is playing. It's strumming them all, but with a little finesse and control. I'm really strumming way more than I have to, but that's just an example of how you may only see the tip of the iceberg. You may see, okay, he can go like that, and he can do that, but maybe you think, oh, he has to look at the frets, but once you find your bearings, maybe this is... different ways that you can try to remember where things are. And again, muscle memory, it's not what you play, it's how you play it. But anyway, so there's always more, you should always have more that, you're not showing people so that you can always give more if they ever want to have more. So again, today's life lesson, or, what do we do in Philosophy Fridays? Life lessons through music. Lessons that work in music that you can find to be true, but also are true in life. So, in terms of playing, whether it's figuring out what scale you're playing on and knowing what notes you want to dance around, if the song has an improvisational part or you want a solo over it, that you're gonna want to be an iceberg. You're gonna want to always have more under the water that you can bring up, right? Okay, so that's one perspective of, being an iceberg, always having more to give. The other, other side of be an iceberg, try to be an iceberg, is the notion that if you really want to give, even if you didn't want 90% to be underwater, even if you want to give it all, every bit of you, which you still should try to do, in certain moments when it calls for it, to fully do it at the biggest extent that you can, it's going to require more than your time in that moment, or more than your time, let's say playing, right? Let's say if I want to play the best I can, it's going to require more than trying the best I can while I'm playing, performing. It's going to require my time and energy and effort outside of when I'm performing, So in terms of the life lesson part, let's say sleep. Sleep is so important. Let's say, you want to try to exercise at the gym so you can do whatever you want to do in life, right? But, the first most important thing, or they say that the exercises that you do, to get in shape, is the third most important thing. The second most important thing, above the exercising, is what you eat. You can work out great, but if you eat like crap, you're still going to look like crap. And the most important thing, above even your eating and way above your exercise, is your sleep. So if I'm going to want to do good, or you're going to want to excel in the match, on the field of the game, if you're going to want to really do that, you're going to want to be an iceberg. You're going to want to be trying so hard off the field that when you get on the field and you give it your all, you tap into like a whole other dimension. Because a lot of other people, they compartmentalize, and then what they're going to do is they're just going to try really hard during the game, but then they're going to clock out, and then they're going to just go about their life. But if you're going to want to give it all and be on top, more than just like the average person, you're going to want to be giving it your all, even when you're off of the field. So, be an iceberg. Try to be an iceberg. And work at your craft and your interests. Not just when you're, trying to do them, but even when you're trying to not do them. Invest that time and energy so that there's always more that meets the eye. There always is more at the under the surface. So again, thank you for joining me on another music medicine journey. But for today's Philosophy Friday, just remember, whether it's in life or in music, be an iceberg.